What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here. In this one, we got some great news on the offensive line as offensive lineman Brady Norton spoke about his updated height and weight as he pushes back on the he's too small narratives. He also talked a little bit about Michigan's offensive line group. Then also Michigan defensive tackle Rayshaun Benny also spoke on preparing for the 2025 season and his big goals ahead. We also got some great news for Michigan's 2026 quarterback commit Brady Smigiel, as former Utah quarterback Cam Rising is set to become his offensive coordinator. Why that could be a good thing for Brady Smigiel. And we also got some recruiting news on the 5-star offensive lineman, the top defensive back target, set to make his decision. And Michigan, an early top school for a 5-star wide receiver in the 2027 class. It's all going to be in this video and more, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so the first thing I did want to talk about in this video is Michigan offensive lineman Brady Norton, as we actually made a video yesterday, if you guys missed that, talking about Michigan's most impactful transfer portal additions. We did list Brady Norton as one of them in the top 5, and he also recently gave an update on his updated height and weight, as he did appear on In the Trenches podcast with John Jansen. And he first said, coming from the FCS level, I didn't go against crazy talent. Obviously, there are a lot of hidden gem guys. So, going up against guys like Derek Moore, TJ Guy, Cameron Brandt, Dominic Nichols, going against them every practice was tough for the first 2. But once I adjusted and was able to play my ball more confidently, I was able to compete. And they also made me so much better. Now, Norton was listed on the Michigan roster at 6'3", 275, but he did say that is outdated. He was up to 295 last December, and he also said that definitely gaining a little bit more weight. I'm not gonna lie though, on the site it says I'm 6'3", 275, and I'm not 6'3", 275. They got that all wrong, and he said I'm 6'4.5" and around 315 right now. So he does see people, complaining about his size, saying he's too small, but he said that was his freshman year at Poly, height and weight. But he did say, I want to get a little bit more weight in my trunk, my legs. So that is actually some good news right there for Michigan. Now, Brady Norton is competing for a starting spot, especially at left tackle. You got Evan Link and Brady Norton in the mix. Andrew Bevilolo, the freshman, is also competing for a starting spot, but Norton is more than willing to play wherever he's needed. He did say that I'm primarily a left side guy, but going to the right just feels so much more comfortable because my right knee is a lot stronger than my left. But then also speaking on the offensive line room, he said that just getting together with the guys, starting off small with meals or introducing myself, I've slowly inserted myself into that group and slowly been a part of that family. It's definitely a big blessing I've had with those guys. He's obviously continuing to learn more and more, and again, he is going to be competing for a starting spot. So let me know what you guys think about that. But definitely some good news on his size, as that was a concern about him potentially being too small here. And then we also did get to hear from Rayshaun Benny on In the Trenches podcast as well. And he talked about, on preparing for the 2025 season. He first said, I'm not recovering from an injury. This was really the first off season I had to be able to train and get better. So really just trying to maximize this year. I don't have no other eligibility, so trying to max out, do what I can to go first round. He also did say that, it was great playing with Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant the previous seasons. He said it was just cool to be able to know that the whole unit out there is about to dominate the O-line. We're the biggest force, so it was just fun. Also spoke on the defense in the ReliQuest Bowl against Alabama. He said, I think it was real good for everybody to get that confidence boost going into next season with everybody being so young. And what excites him about the defense entering 2025 is the fact that we saw a lot of us play together versus Alabama. That was a real good confidence boost. And we added other pieces through the portal, also incoming freshmen. And again, we kind of caught our groove at the end of last season. So just trying to carry that on and then see how far we could take it this year. And he also listed off his goals. He said, I could give you 3 for the team winning the Natty, for me going first round, and then, be top 5 in everything, every defensive statistic. So that's his goals in the 2025 season here for the Wolverines. Some big goals for Rayshaun Benny, as he's going to be a big leader for this defense for Michigan in this team, and trying to go out on a high note. And then I also wanted to talk about some recruiting news. First, though, wanted to talk about Michigan's 2026 four-star top 100 quarterback commit Brady Smigiel from the state of California, which we've talked about. A big-time commitment for the Wolverines in the 2026 class. And we also got news that now former Utah quarterback Cam Rising is set to become the offensive coordinator at his alma mater, which is Newberry Park High School, which is where Brady Smigiel does play. So that could be a big thing there for Brady Smigiel, getting to learn from Cam Rising, develop him some more for the college game, and going to Michigan. So I thought that was very interesting and also very cool. Brady Smigiel even did welcome him on Twitter, or X, as he said, "Sevens run deep in Newberry. Welcome back, Cam." So pretty cool there. Cam Rising will be Brady Smigiel's offensive coordinator. But then I did want to talk about some recruiting news. Obviously, Michigan's coaching staff has not been on the road recruiting and visiting other targets right now, which has kind of set them behind a little bit, but they will be back soon. But I wanted to talk about the 2026 five-star offensive tackle Felix Ojo from the state of Texas. Michigan is a top school here in this recruitment. Now, it's going to be very tough to beat out a team, an in-state school like Texas. And according to E.J. Holland of the Wolverine, Michigan is in the top group for Ojo, but they are playing catch-up. He hasn't been to Michigan for a visit in a while. He is set to take an official visit there on June 6th, though, which should be a big official visit there. And Grant Newsome has been building a strong relationship with both him and his family, and this could be an NIL-driven recruitment as well for the Wolverines, which they've shown in the past, especially at the end of the 2025 class. They are willing to play the NIL game in certain recruitments, but especially with big ones like Felix Ojo. But Ojo has been impressed with Sherrone Moore's background on the offensive line and as an offensive line coach. So that's the latest there. And then also wanted to talk about the 2026 four-star cornerback Jordan Thomas from the state of New Jersey. Michigan has been the top school in this recruitment. However, he is set to announce Monday, May 12th. Now, there hasn't been any predictions made yet, but some of the top schools include Auburn, Michigan, Notre Dame, Ohio State, and Texas A&M. And obviously right now it does suck because Michigan is not in contact with any recruits right now. But Jordan Thomas told Steve Wiltfong of On3 that I just want somewhere that he can go where they know me, they value me, where they have a plan for me, somewhere I have a great relationship with them, and where I can be challenged to be good in all aspects of life. And regarding Michigan, he said they have a history of developing elite defensive backs over the years. They have a great coaching staff that has a plan for me. So he is set to announce on May 12th, and we'll see if there's any updates before that date. And then I also wanted to talk about a 2027 top receiver in the 2027 class. That is the five-star receiver Monsoon Sales from the state of Indiana, ranked 7th nationally on 24/7 Sports composite rankings, and the number 2 receiver in the class. A 6'5" receiver in Michigan so far early on is a top school, according to Steve Wiltfong of On3. He said that right now probably LSU, Michigan, Indiana, and Missouri. He also said that Michigan at one point was my top school. Everything about Michigan, they got Donovan McCulley up there. They treat me like I'm already there. They show me so much love. So that is some great news right there. And also Michigan is still going after the in-state top receiver target Dakota Garant from Harper Woods, Michigan. That is a big recruitment that Michigan kind of seems like a must-win recruitment, since he is an in-state recruit. In Michigan, you know, they have to keep that type of talent in the state of Michigan, and I'm sure Bryce Underwood will help as much as he can with that one. And there are some talented recruits in the 2027 class in the state of Michigan. But with that, that's gonna wrap up this video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more if you are new around here. I greatly appreciate it, and we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.